OK, welcome back, everybody. Now, this story just dropped not too long before we came on air. Rishi Sunak's big migrant crackdown, apparently. We're going to have task forces in the Channel, people stationed at an airport in Albania to try to stop people coming over here. Also, a quicker returns policy and holiday camps used instead of hotels. All of that to get stuck into and much, much more with the very own. We've got Lee Anderson, the Conservative MP for Ashfield. Lee, thank you very much. I'm aware that you've been sitting on the line for quite a while. Apologies for that, but thank you very much. Welcome to the fray. Now, people are a bit sick and tired of hot air and no action. Is this going to result in action?
Well, listen, Patrick, I'm sick of hot air and no action. We've had hot air for about 3 years now on this subject. It's an absolute embarrassment. It is actually a national emergency, I think, at the moment. I was in the PM's cabinet office this morning, 7:30, with a group of colleagues, chatting about the small boats, and then in the statement later on in the chamber, I was actually encouraged by what he had to say. Look, Patrick, all I've ever wanted since I've been at this place is to have laws in place where if people arrive here illegally, i.e. in the back of lorries or small boats, then they have no right at all to claim asylum. They're sent straight back.
But Lee, I've got to ask you
that today. So let's crack on with it.
Look, I've got to ask you. I know that you feel incredibly passionately about all of this, OK? But the fact is that Rishi Sunak, I think, maybe has made a bit of a rob for his own back. He's promised to clear the asylum seeker backlog by the end of next year. So basically, this time next year. You think it's a national emergency. You care very passionately about this. If he doesn't do it, will you be calling on him to resign?
Well, if he doesn't do it, then he's failed on his promise, hasn't he, Patrick? And then we're in big trouble at the next election. This is the biggest thing that's filling my inbox every single day. You know, I'm a landlocked constituency. We don't see many illegal immigrants in Ashfield or Mansfield or Bowlesgrove or all the surrounding areas. But I'm telling you now, in the red wall areas, they're very, very vocal about being tough on immigration. We've not been tough on immigration. The optics are absolutely awful. We will see thousands of young men arriving on our shores on a monthly basis. People in this country are fed up. They're fed up with their hard-earned cash, their taxes, paying £7 million a day for hotels. We're seeing ridiculous legal challenges. Look, what we're playing at. I'm encouraged, but like I say, we've been marched up the hill before. Let's hope that we're going to see some proper action. Let's hope we're going to see some of these aeroplanes taking off to Albania. Like I said to the Albanian ambassador last week in the chamber, 28 quid a flight is from the UK to Albania. Let's get them on. Let's fill some flights up.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. Albania, Rwanda, take your pick, really, to be honest with you, as long as there are some flights taking off. But Keir Starmer says this is too little too late, Lee.
Well, listen, Keir Starmer's got no plan. In fact, today, Patrick, in the chamber, I was quite embarrassed for Sir Keir because after he just bored us to death with 10 minutes of speaking, half of his backbenchers walked out. Absolutely dreadful. Awful from Keir. I think he's on the rack a little bit with this one because there's going to come a stage early next year when we have to debate this in the Commons, and I don't know what he's going to say to appease his backbenchers because they will try and vote this down at every opportunity. You know, it's what the public want. It's what the sensible part of Parliament want. It's what anybody out there, especially in places like Ashfield, where I represent, they want to see this happen. So he's going to have to have a difficult conversation, Keir is.
I've just got one more with you, Lee, if that's all right, which is Rishi Sunak's biggest opposition is probably not from the Labour benches, but from the lefty lawyers. Is that not right? And he's going to have to try and change the modern slavery laws and all sorts. He's going to cop it left, right and centre, and the human rights lawyers will be bang at him.
Yeah, well, let's hope, Patrick, that we do change the modern slavery laws and we put some of these lefty lawyers out of business, some of these charities as well, that are rinsing the taxpayer in this country. £203 million they've had over the past 5 years, some of these charities that are opposing the Rwanda plan. They're a disgrace, they're a drain on the taxpayer, and we need to clear them off.
Lee, thank you very much. Appreciate you sitting on the line for a while before we went to you as well. Lee Anderson, there, Conservative MP for Ashfield.